Hey everyone, I'm Olivier, also known as The Mystical on YouTube, where we record virtual reality videos about latest VR news and tech reviews. Happy to be here today with our panelists discussing the topic of VR as a social sport. So, if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Sarah. I'm the community manager over at Mighty Coconut, whose primary game right now is Walkabout Mini Golf, and I've been there for about 3 years. And so, yeah, mostly I do, Discord management, social media, communicating, player desires and issues to the dev team. And yeah, so it's been around for about 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in September for us. So yeah, we're happy to be in the kind of VR fitness social, definitely more social leaning towards side of things. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Ana Ribeiro. I work with Avery Immersive Experience. It's a studio set in Brazil, São Paulo. We have been together since the beginning. The company started in 2017, and I have been with VR for around 11, 12 years, and we have around 5 projects in the company. We released mainly, I have been focused on this Pixel Rift series, which is like a retro game. It's a game about retro games and became retro now because the first game was released in 2018. We released 3 episodes, and there was a project that I bring with me to the company, and now I'm focused on creative directing Clawball. I'm actually came with the shirt to represent, and Clawball is the main focus that I am right now, and it's the game that they're pushing more right now at the moment, right? It's on early access and was released in early access October last year.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. So, I've got some questions for you, and this one is actually for both. So, how do you approach designing social features that cater to both seasoned VR users and newcomers who might be experiencing VR sports for the very first time?
I can do that one first. Yeah, so I would say our game in particular, VR and sports wise, is a really good like beginning experience because it's more, mini golf, it's more of a like slow paced sport anyways, but we have a pretty straightforward UI, so and it's one controller only. We try to make it as accessible as possible, so that way, right or left-handed, and you don't need to use both, just one controller. But just making it as easy to pick up and learn, and then we rely on the community to kind of convey the more advanced mechanics of like flying in the game, and we have other things involved as well. But very much, I would say, easy to learn, hard to master. We do have a lot of like very dedicated and enthusiastic players who, it's kind of like a big spectrum for Walkabout Mini Golf of like super casual play only when a new DLC comes out, or someone who's playing like every single day and like has the pars memorized and this and that. So it's you know, our whole game is just like, this is for this kind of player, and then we'll take a turn with this, a more like easy, straightforward course versus one with a lot of harder mechanics, just because we do have such a huge, vast, like different mix of folks playing it. So we try to just find a balance of making something for each type of player rather than, like just a certain kind.
Awesome.
Great answer. I think it's
Thanks.
the way to go. Easy to hard to master.
Yeah.
It's actually Clawball for me. It's like really different from what I was talking. That I worked for 10 years on Pixel Rift series, and it's so hard to explain that game. It was a really niche audience, and this one is the first game I'm working on that you just give the headset for, and the person just go and just play with it because you're using hand movement. So it's basic gorilla tag like movement, but you are playing a cat playing soccer. So it's pretty straightforward, and it just makes my life so much easier as a developer to just explain the game. And interesting, because it's a social game, it's actually good that it's a game that players that are entering for the first time and they don't know the game, they just can go in the lobby and they can socialize before they actually go to the soccer match. So there's this playground area that we have like this cat's town. And this is where everyone can just socialize. And some players are just there to explore, talk, and go around. But we have a really important feature that we're bringing really soon that it's basic the way we want the game to be, that will give a better experience for both players, hardcore players and the first comers. Because the first comers sometimes they just want to explore, socialize, and hardcore players they want to go there to play, they want to match, they want to get the season pass, they want to get through the levels and train for competitions. We did a competition and we're planning to do one in the release. So we will separate this. So we will make sure that everyone that wants to explore will be able to stay there, and the ones that want to go to the match just go to the match. So I think it's like Sarah said. It's just having this balance between having things for players that just want to hang out. There's just newcomers, they're just exploring, and it's easy to pick up. If they want to play, just go there and play soccer. But if you're a hardcore player, you know how to jump through the walls and in the air, grab the power ups and do a goal straight in the beginning. And some players they rotate in the air before they hit the ball. It's quite dangerous. I actually broke my mug this week playing it.
Aw.
Yeah. There was a year here. It's quite dangerous, like because you get excited, you want to hit the ball, so that's something we are concerned. But hardcore players, they go crazy, rotating in the air in their own living room to hit the ball before. So, anyways, you don't have to if you're not super hardcore. I think another thing is just Discord, right? We try to make things more personal to the players that are more to the community. So we have like a fun art board inside the game where they can put the drawings on Discord, and I think this brings the community together, like so they use more Discord, which we have like we're still building the community right now. So I think that's what we're aiming for the hardcore players, like Discord, build this community to the release, which is we're still in early access. So yeah, I think Sarah said most of it.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. It is always interesting for me, from like a third-person perspective, to hear how developers make that happen, how you actually cater towards both the hardcore gamers and the people just jumping into virtual reality for the first time. So that's really cool. Now I actually have a question about Clawball. So your favorite game features a playground lobby where players can hang out and customize their cat avatars. How has this social space influenced player engagement and community building? And I think you already sort of touched on that.
Yeah. I think I can just add to that we noticed that right now we have a lobby where you go to this lobby to play the match, and then there's a vote system. Who wants to go to the match? And then some players vote yes, no, and then we have this issue where it's dividing. Like if players want to stay, they cannot, and they all go to the match if most players vote yes. And in the other hand, you have the players that want to play and not hang out. They're like hardcore players, and they're for playing a match. And then they keep saying, "Come on, vote yes, let's play a match." So we're working on an update that's gonna be really crucial for this game. Where I actually have an update meeting where I tell them what we're doing and all that, and they're really excited about this because it's kind of destroying the game if we don't do that, because we want to make sure that players that want to socialize, they can just stay there, and the ones that will go play the game, they'll go. But if you don't want to, just stay there in the lobby, and there's no problem. So we are focusing on this right now. I think this is really important because of that reason. Like some players, they're there just for social aspect. They want to just meet their friends. Some players, they want to make a video for their channel, and there's all these concerns about make sure everyone is happy, but the core thing about the game, our core audience, it is actually the core players that are there for the game. We believe that we have to focus on this is the Rocket League of cats for VR, and that's what makes a Clawball different from all the other games. There's so many social VR experience, Gorilla Tag like. And if you just want to socialize, you have so many. So we want to have a social aspect is important. But of course, the main thing about our game and what brings players back and what making them choose to play a game and not all the other ones, it's the soccer, and that's something that we have to balance. It's a the focus right now. It's balance these two things, social and the gameplay.
Awesome. Now about Walkabout Mini Golf. So, with the support for up to 8 players and a variety of courses, how do you ensure that both competitive and casual players find the social experience enjoyable and inclusive?
So currently, the ways you can play with other people is either doing a random match, and then that will just pick someone who's also looking for that. But majority of our players do where they enter a specific room name, so they either like have given that to people they know, or on our Discord there's like a bot that posts rooms, so that's more of like a coordinated socialization. So you more so know what you're getting into as far as like the people you're playing with. Are they more competitive? Are they, just showing your mom how to play the game, stuff like that. Yeah, because it's been an interesting game where it basically was like 1 or 2 people making the game, and then since release we've been adding more and more features, so it's like a constantly evolving experience. So we do hope to like expand more on the social or the different ways that you can play, because we do have a lot of very competitive folks who are wanting to play more in their skill level. And then a lot of people, me personally, I'm a social player. I've been here 3 years, still garbage at the game, but it's fun to play with other people and explore the worlds, even if you're not particularly good at mini golf. So yeah, it's kind of currently the game experience is much more like you are like making the effort to play with people who are either more social or more competitive. And we do have like spectator mode now, so you can be in there without actually playing if you are feeling.
So I guess that's for the super casual gamers.
Yeah. Or a lot of people, we have groups who stream their tournaments, and so it's been helpful for streaming. That way, you could just spectate and announce over it rather than playing at the same time. Yep. Awesome.
Now for Clawball again. So customization seems to be a big part of your game. How do cosmetic rewards and avatar personalization contribute to the social dynamics among players?
Yeah, well, this is the only monetization in the game. Like we choose to make something that we're worried that we would do something that would contribute in the gameplay. We didn't want something that make it unfair or make it easier for some players that would play, and for something have an advance in the gameplay. So we focus, okay, let's do customization items that are not changing the gameplay. And that's something we're really worried. And right now there is clothes for the cats, and it's just seasons, and then we did in the 4th season we're gonna release pretty soon. It's gonna be this week. We're working on this right now. So there's theme season pass. So it really helped to not only there's items you can customize the cat, but gives them motivation for the more competitive players, and also there's a lot of free assets so you can get on the season if you play more, because we want to motivate them to play more the match, and more people playing the match, more people enjoying the game and stick together. So I think this season has been a really good thing for the game. It's keeping players coming back. It's giving them motivation to show the others, look, I have this crazy 3-eye cat because I went to level 30 on the season and I got all these items. So they're like showing off the other friends. They're like, oh, how did you get this? So it starts like a conversation as well. Like if you go in the lobby, you see players like, how did you get these clothes? Oh, I got this. I went and played season and I did this all. But we are now also releasing a store for the first time. Like before we're selling like packs, but we didn't have a hard currency. Right now we're gonna also release this week if everything goes well. We didn't announce because we're working right now on a weird bug. It's game development, but the store is coming and it's gonna have sushi, hard currency, because cats love sushi, and tuna. and finally players will be able to use the tuna they had won in the season pass. So we're also giving them, if you play for free, don't pay anything, the season pass, you can get tuna, and now you're gonna be able to expand these tunas on the store. If you don't wanna, if you can't spend money, so we want to give players, like, if you play a lot and you love the game, you still have some fun with some cosmetics that you can have in the game, and not only the players that have money. So yeah, there's a balance there, and now we are releasing the store, and now there is other items that we're planning to have, not only clothes. So we're releasing now a ball that if you do a goal, you have your unique ball. That everyone's gonna play with your ball if you did the last goal. Or there is tomatoes you throw in the end when there's a podium scene with the losers. The team who lose can throw tomatoes at the winners. So we have a plan to also have customizable items. Not only tomatoes, you can throw flowers, why not, or eggs. We still didn't get to that, but there's a lot planning, like different cat meows and a lot of stuff coming. But yeah,
Sounds great.
it is fun. It is fun. Sometimes I ask myself, am I working? Yeah, this is work.
That's great. That's great. I also love the idea of actually giving people the option to buy cosmetics without using physical money. That's always great. Okay, and now I've got a question for both again. So, in which ways has player feedback and community engagement influenced the development of social features in your games?
Yeah, I can go. Let's see. Yeah, so we're about a 35 person team now, and most of the team is on our Discord, where we have like a dedicated channel for feedback and suggestions. And so a lot of it is relating to our, like, the way we release DLC, which is basically a new course that has the easy and hard mode. So 18 easy, 18 hard, to 36 new holes basically on a new environment. Our courses, like the last one we did was Raptor Cliffs, which is like dinosaurs and camping and stuff. And so a lot of the things they request are either environment specific or like the ball design or putter design. Because we pump those out every like 6 to 8 weeks right now, so it's harder to like add in more like core like gameplay and features and UI updates. But so we do get like a lot of the same ones, and so we will keep in mind, like, mostly it's like, hey guys, is this something we could do? And they're like, yeah, sure, yeah, we just got to figure out when we could squeeze that in. So we're pretty flexible. If there's like player demand for it, it's definitely something that we'll consider if it works for our game or not. Because we want to stay within the Walkabout brand and not, branch out to something too different.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have this like the same similarities, I think, when which is good, like what Sarah was saying. On Discord, we also have this suggestion board, and most of it kids asking, "Can I have my cat in the game?" And one kid asked his cat in the game, and Jaimu, I think his nickname, and we did the cat, and we had in the game. And I changed the name of the. We had for free. Like there's like cat quotes, and we gave the name of the custom the cat color patterns. How do I say in English? Sorry, and for his name, and we call it Jamo Kitty. And he was so excited. It's something when we want to do more things like that. We have kids suggesting, like, there's all suggestions. There's things on gameplay. There's stuff on moderation system. But there's kids like even doing like concept art for clothes for cats, and they're quite professional. Some concept art, they're giving ideas that we're putting in a board, where when we decide which season is going to be, if we can fit, we have this board with ideas, and then we try to fit in. And there is one that was drawing like a orange cat and a sakura cat, and it's definitely gonna be in the game. And I have to put his name too when this cat is on it. So things like that really, they get really excited. Some kid draw. We have this bar area. It's not a bar. It's a cafe, or a club because we can have drink. And it's working. It's a sign saying the game. It's a work in progress. So it's being built, and one kid draw a saloon concept art, how it should be the saloon, and he posted, everyone loved it, and we're planning to actually try to do this saloon because it's gonna be so amazing. We that is also really good ideas. I talked to some kids that we have like 3 moderators on Discord right now. They're more close to us, and there's some QA testers. I mean testers in the community, and these kids have like conversations, like they share me, they share with me music they love. Some love listening to Beatles, which is really cool. And one kid, he was because they keep asking me, send me message, when this is gonna come out, when the moderation system or something, a feature they. And I was looking for a way to get them to be more visible what we're doing. And one kid actually gave a great idea. It's like, why you guys don't just put on Discord a roadmap? And it was a kid's suggestion, one of the moderators, and we did that. And it's so much better because now when they mention, is this gonna come out? How is this going? We have a moderation roadmap where it says this is ongoing, this is coming in the future, this is ready, this is. So they can comment, and I can send updates, and they can give suggestions too. This really helped to kind of make them see, oh, this is actually coming. Before it was like they have to ask me. It was like, or ask the team. It's just, yeah, it's really good. It has been, I think, the best part about working in a multiplayer game for me as a developer that so far just working single player has been this connection with them. And in VR, it's another level. I'm talking about something else, but I think it's such a cool thing. I just want to add that I never had the experience of being able to play the game, like go inside your game, the game you created in VR, and seeing people playing the game. This has been like the best stuff, like because Pixel Rip series and all the other games we had been doing in Ivory before, none was a multiplayer game. This is the first multiplayer game we're building, and this is incredible. It's like you are. I feel like sneaking in and just watching them play. It's just, it's awesome. Like imagine you write a book and you can see people reading your book or watching your movie or stuff. When you're a creator and you can just go inside the world with people playing the stuff you created, it's another level. I think this is really good.
I never actually looked at it that way, but to be honest, that does sound amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's also really cool that you're listening to community feedback. I can only imagine how many things people talk about wanting that maybe you think are really cool, but at the same time you can't really throw them in
And some
because
things like I had to say no. One kid was like,
yeah.
"Can I have a Trump clothes?" And I was like, "No." Can I have a suit and a hair like Trump? No, no, you can't. It's funny. Most of the stuff they ask is okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mostly just like what people want versus what we think will
Would
work
make
for
sense
the
for the brand.
majority of the
Yeah.
player base. Because the people on Discord are usually the most dedicated and like enthusiastic players, and so we're hearing from them more than we are from some of our casual players. So we had to like work to find the feedback from the more casual players, than so that we aren't just hearing from one like group of
Yeah.
players.
That is awesome though. That is awesome. I love to see developers listening to the community and actually working on getting the stuff in. That's really cool. Okay, next question is about Walkabout Mini Golf. So, your courses often include hidden balls and themed putters. How do these elements encourage exploration and interaction amongst players during gameplay?
Yeah, so we have lost balls where on every easy course, there's a ball you can find on each hole of the course. And that is one of the ways that you can unlock hard, either collecting all the balls or scoring under par. And then once you're in the hard course, you can then basically do like a scavenger hunt. We call them box hunts, where you collect clues. And once you collect the last clue, it then unlocks the new putter that, and the balls and the putters are designed like based off the course that you're playing on. And so there's like I think Raptor Cliffs was our 34th course. So there's quite a few lost balls and putters now. So it's always fun to see like who's using what. But yeah, a lot of people, we have a feature where even if you've collected the lost balls or the fox hunt, you can see like a little faint version of the ball so that you can then guide who you're playing with, like, oh, this is where the ball is for this one. And then with the fox hunt, you can do it entirely over again, like following the clues so that you can do it again through them. I know when I first started, I did a lot of the support emails, and we got a lot of people asking, like, how can I reset everything so I can just do it again? And so we found that, you know, with mini golf, some people are there for that. I think the scavenger, you know, and like finding things has been a feature that people who are either more casual or are into more cosmetic things, that's what they come for. And like, that's the first thing they're looking for in a new course. And we've started incorporating some new features, like you can do slingshot mode and, you know, like, so some of our courses now have like little setups where you can then shoot targets, and just like we're trying to find more ways to like make it interesting and different reasons to get back in the game, even if it's not necessarily for mini golf. So
Yeah, that is awesome. That honestly just sounds like a mini game of its own, which is exactly what it
Yeah.
is. But it's I guess what has people coming back even after maybe they've done all the courses, they'll come back just to look for the balls, which is really really cool.
Yes.
Okay, now for both of you. So, how do you envision the role of social VR sports evolving in the next few years, especially with advancements in VR technology and increased accessibility?
Oh, I can start. I see that VR definitely is it's going to be the young ones are taking over. So this new generation will be the VR generation. I see now that this is the first generation growing playing VR and being normal for them. So they are playing crazy amount of hours, and they're I think in a level that we're never gonna be. So I see VR going to become a much bigger with this new generation, and I hope, right? I see sports. I hope sports come back. We had Echo VR, and it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
So maybe with Orange Rift, we get coming back more of the esports, and I see they used to playing a lot of VR with friends and competitive games, and they have been asking a lot for competition. Like it's something we have to do more. We did one competition and we have to do more. They keep asking about it. So this is something we are excited for it to go to become this Rocket League of VR, and that's what we are aiming for. So yeah, I have hopes that in probably 10 years at least, because these kids are too young now. We have our audience, like our target audience on 13 years old, 16. But when you actually enter those games, you see there's much younger kids, around 6, sometimes younger. I have no clue how they manage to put the headsets on, but the community is the VR players, the main ones are now young audience. So I think in 10 years they're gonna be like teenagers, almost adults, and they're gonna be able to have income and actually be a consumer audience. Because right now they're playing with the headset of the parents and when they're home, it's kind of what happened in the 80s when my parents bought the video game consoles. They thought the video game were for the adults, and you can actually see like Atari commercials, and it was like adults playing games, and actually the kids growing up playing games were what they thought were the adults, but actually this was the generation that grew up playing video games in the 80s. So I see now the first generation of VR actually growing. So I think, yeah, I see like in 10 years that they will be looking for other content. But yeah, esports is something that I see it's going to come back. I feel that we kind of stuck after Echo VR was gone, and but I see a lot of potential in Orange Drift or Ion Drift. I'm saying wrong, right? um, and yeah, we are pushing this way as well. We want to go to the sports and in competitions and go back to that. So I hope it's gonna be much bigger in 10 years. But yeah, we are right now in the beginning again, fighting for this. But yeah, I have more hope in the future, I have to say, with this audience, really young.
Yeah, let's see. So I think a big thing is the social pairing of sports and, playing with friends and stuff. Because I personally am a very much like single player, don't do any multiplayer, but like VR is entirely social for, I literally right before this did a round in Pickleball 1 for the first time. And that was a lot of fun. And that was like a very different experience than playing mini golf with other people, because mini golf felt a lot more like go at your own pace and, more familiar, versus pickleball was very like, you're constantly playing, but, trying to also juggle a conversation. It's a much more like intense, like excited energy. And so I think if we can provide more different ways like that, because I've never played pickleball in my life, but that was fun. And I think if there's just more things to do in VR that you can do either by yourself or with people, the more options, the better. As far as like, I think as console or headsets become more affordable, that's another thing that I think it's come a long way. But as we continue to like refine headsets and making the entry point to VR more accessible for more people, I think we will have a lot more just kind of global familiarity with VR, because I think for some people it's still very much like kind of a party trick, or it's only for fitness, or I only played this one game once and didn't pick it up again, and now it's like collecting dust in my closet. So like, as hopefully developers just give people more reasons to get in the game more often, and I think doing something that ties in fitness and socialness together is like a really great reason to return to the same thing over and over again. So, and yeah, for us, we've seen a very broad spectrum of ages. So we're, technically we're building a game that's like 13 and up, because that's like the official age of the headset. But we've gotten like some, like 4 generations of family playing together and stuff like that. So it can appeal to a lot of different kinds of people. I think it's just providing a lot of different things for all those people is the big thing moving forward.
Awesome. Okay, and now for our final question. So, can you share this is going to be for both of you again. So, can you share a memorable story or example where the social aspect of your game led to an unexpected or heartwarming player experience?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pinpoint one, because we do get a lot. We actually have like a little contest going on even right now, like kind of hearing from people. But I mean, I can think of someone that like a player I met in person, because we've done a few IRL meetups, and someone who very clearly had not played a lot of video games in her life, or up until she got this VR headset, and she came and brought a beach ball with like this sweet message, because we have like a beach ball at our loading area, and just kind of told us the story how like her sister had lost her husband and kind of had been like disconnected and wasn't finding a lot of joy in life, and they didn't live near each other, so she had like sent a headset to her sister so that they could play Walkabout together, and that after playing that, she had seen her sister a lot more like excited to do things than she had in a while. And it's just such a great tool for like connecting people who can't see each other in person. So we just have countless stories of people like family members serving that this is the way they stay in touch, or like we came out right during the pandemic, and that was a really great way for people to stay in touch even though they couldn't see each other in person. So it's there's countless
I
stories,
can
which
imagine.
makes our
Yeah.
job very fulfilling, getting
That's so
to see
nice.
all those. Yeah, so lots of good feels over with our community.
That is one of the fantastic aspects of VR as well. Bringing people together, especially families that are apart for whatever reason. It's just a great aspect of virtual reality. Anna, do you have any
Yeah,
stories like that?
uh, um, I we have many stories of kids. We see that on Discord, right? Kids, they're like going through a trouble at home or some kind of issue, and they get together and they're like, "Hey guys, can someone play with me? Today's my birthday." And there was a kid. Today's my birthday. My parents forgot. Just,
Oh.
can someone play with me? I'm so sad. But and I think that that's something that it's I think one of the most beautiful things about building a community. I can see some players becoming friends because of the game. They met there and they started to build the other discords, and they're meeting to talk about personal things, and they're sharing their issues, their problems. It's really nice to see. Um, but there is an example. It's not like on Discord and online. It was like it's a beautiful thing that happened when we tested the game on São Paulo. This was actually a test we did in person, and there was we tested with 6 kids, and one kid didn't came. So one father came with his son, and there was a spot for someone to play. And of course, he said, it's some parents are like this, right? No, it's not for me, it's for him. I don't want to play. No, it's just a spot here, you can play. And he was like, no, games are not for me. It's for him. He's the player. I am just here to support. And like, but there is a spot here. You can just wait and see. It will help us because we need one more cat to test the 6 players. And then I managed to convince him. I think he was around like 30, 40 years old, and he never had played a game with his son because he said he always lose, but he's
Wow.
used to play on PC on controllers, which I think it's an obstacle for many people that are getting into games. So I think VR, it's open up for these people that never played, even to play to gamers, like people that never play games, to play games for the first time. I think VR is a much better experience. And this guy, he played with his son, and he actually had an issue. He couldn't be standing. He had like a disorientation issue. I can't record the name of the disease.
Motion
So he had to play
sickness.
sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he lose his balance, and I can't say the word in English, sorry. And he had to sit down, and I was worried he would feel dizzy, right? But he didn't feel dizzy. He played the game. After 3 matches, he was screaming. He was making goals. It was like he forgot he was there. He was playing soccer with his son, and when he left, he was like, I won. I never won him. It's the first time it was like a kid. He was telling his son, "Look, you see, I'm a good player. I won." And he was so excited because he won his kid for the first time. It was really funny. It was amazing to watch this and this experience they had. And then he was like, "I'm buying this right now." And he was like, want to know, and I was showing him how to get a headset. I think that was I think the best memory I have with this game. I mean, social experience, which was in person, but I think that was really. It's something that I think VR is really good at. Like I had uncles and aunts that I could never get to play games, and I showed them Beat Saber, and they totally immersed and forgot about it, and they like playing like and have fun. And this is something you can't do with controllers and joysticks and so many buttons that kind of put people in the way of games. And I think that's what beautiful thing of VR. It's just natural, right? You move your
Yeah.
body and
Yeah, absolutely. I was fortunate enough to have the fact that both my parents were not against virtual reality, so they would happily jump into an experience with me. There were times where I would try to show them a game that was maybe a bit
Too
less their
advanced.
style. Yeah, or like for example, Half-Life Alyx. I showed my dad Half-Life Alyx. I'm actually fairly sure he loved it. I showed my mom Half-Life Alyx, not so much. But we would actually end up having family game nights all together, sitting in the living room. Well, this was augmented reality, but Demio would be up on the table, and we'd be playing that all together. So that's something that they actually ended up coming back to me and asking me, "Hey, can we play tonight?" Or they would ask me to bring my headsets with us to their friend's house so that they can all play together. So that was nice.
Yeah, it is. I became this friend that when there's a party, oh, bring your headset, and I am the one bringing the headset. And I think that's the thing, the beauty that we seen a lot in doing, especially in pandemic. Like I actually had a date playing mini golf, and thank you guys. Like,
Nice.
yeah,
Matchmaking. Mini golf.
Yeah,
it
we've
was
played it
great
with the
'cause
family as well.
you couldn't see people, you couldn't, it was so much better than just a call, you're just doing
Yes.
something, you're talking,
Yeah.
and you are in VR, even though it's like characters, and but you seeing movement, and you're kind of more present, and you have memories of
Yeah.
playing mini golf with that person, not
Yeah.
seeing a screen. And
Yes.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah.
more immersive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've played Walkabout Mini Golf, we've played Demio, we've played bowling, a few different bowling games actually. Family loved all of those. It's absolutely amazing that you can take this thing that you used to have to go out for,
Yeah.
and you can play it in your own living room. Like that's mental.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is the best use of VR. I think is just traveling around, going to places you can't go.
Yeah,
Of course, never gonna be
absolutely.
better than in person, but it's much
And do
better.
things you can't do.
Yeah, it's much
Yeah.
better than any other media, right? To connect
That's why
and
it's
distance.
good to do, like, rather than recreating reality within virtual reality, like make places you can explore that you can never see in person.
Yeah.
You don't have to be limited by trying to make it look realistic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Play with like physics as well that would absolutely just not work in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for the conversation. This was fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
It was great. It was fun. Yeah, pleasure.